everybody at YouTube land. Today I'm going to do an unboxing of an iPad stand that we got in the mail. So this is the Viozon iPad stand, V-I-O-Z-O-N. So it can hold iPads that are between 7 and 13 inches. So the box says that it will accommodate an iPad mini 4, iPad Air, iPad Pro, and Surface Pro 3, and Surface Pro 4. So we got this in the mail and we're going to open it up, assemble it, and show how it works. So when you open the box, in it you will find the stand itself. The stand is made of aluminum and it has a hinge here. You open further and you will see that it has two holders for iPads. So one is 7 inches and the other is 10 inches. And you use the one appropriate to your iPad. The last thing in the box is the Allen wrench and the apparatus for setting it up. 2 screws, 2 Allen wrenches. So you take your tablet and you figure out which one will fit. So we take both of the holders, and the part that holds the iPad is made of silicone, these right here, which means that when you put it in, that it will not damage or scratch the sides of your iPad. So the holder will expand to a degree, and so that way it will compress and hold your iPad with a certain amount of pressure. So just to check, you can also take your other holder. You can notice it will not hold this way, and if we try to put it in lengthwise, it will not expand long enough. So it seems to me it's not a smart idea to get rid of the one you can't use, so keep it somewhere in case you upgrade to a different iPad that would fit it. So the next step then is to connect the holder to the stand. And you can see it's got this matching set. So to connect it, you would use the screw. And you notice that the Allen wrench not only has the hexagonal head, but it has a Phillips head here. So we're going to append it like so, and then take a screw, take the Phillips head screw, put it in, and screw it so that it is snug. You don't want to strip it, but it should certainly be quite snug. And as we do this, we feel it's getting tighter and tighter. And so I'm going to give it enough so that it is secure. Again, you certainly don't want to strip the head of the screw. And then you can retire the other screw and the 2 tools. So it sits like this. Notice it can move up and down, up and down. note the range of motion, and you can rotate it 360 degrees like so. So I find if you notice the hinge is on the bottom, like so, it expands on the bottom. I position it like this, so that's very easy to put your iPad in. You put the iPad on the bottom hinge, press down, put it in. So notice you can use your iPad. If you have the button here, you can turn it so that the button is down and you film from the top. So you can rotate the iPad 360 degrees. You can move your iPad from this downward angle all the way again to the back. And similarly, if it is arranged vertically, again, you can take it down and all the way back. Now notice, you do that, it's not stable. So, of course, you have to find the sweet spot. I personally have been using my iPad like so, horizontally, so that it's at a vision, sort of like a TV set. So if you notice, the bottom has pads that will keep it well grounded and firm. And so it is stable for much of the range of motion of the stand. I find it extremely easy to take off. Again, pressing the bottom hinge and releasing. As easy as it is to put on, pressing the bottom of the hinge and putting on. I like that it stays. It's not hard. There's enough resistance so that the iPad will stay where it needs to stay. And it's easy enough to move and adjust. And it's attractive. Frankly, it's very much similar to the stand that I have for my iMac that I have upstairs. And the iMac is, of course, permanently fixed on the stand. But nevertheless, I like the congruence of the two types of stands. I've been using it for a few days, and I find that it in no way impinges the reception with my Wi-Fi, my wireless network. So it's not as though the rapidity or the speed of the Wi-Fi is slowed down because of interference from the aluminum. It certainly is durable. And again, when you look at the stand, the pads are silicone, so they're not going to scratch your iPad case. And it's sleek, modern, attractive, and extremely convenient. When I've been making my videos, I've had to prop my iPad with books in front or behind or so-and-so, and it's certainly not nearly as stable, and you do not want to drop your iPad. There's no concern about that. So again, take the iPad, and if the hinge is on the bottom, you press down, put it in, and so. This is, as I said, the Viozon iPad stand, and it is for iPads that are between 7 to 13 inches, because the holders are 10-inch and 13-inch. And again, it accommodates the iPad Mini 4, the iPad Air, the iPad Pro, the Surface Pro 3, and the Surface Pro 4. Now, of course, in the evolution of technology, there are going to be iPads and tablets that are of differing shapes. I don't know, but my recommendation is if Viozon wants to continue to be competitive, then they're going to have to offer not only the 10-inch and the 13-inch, but brackets that will be consistent keeping up with as tablets develop in different sizes and so forth. They may need to market smaller holders or larger holders depending on what types of iPads they want to accommodate. And I hope that they will be able to market these holders themselves rather than you would have to buy a completely new stand. I give a strong recommendation for this, the iPad holder from Viozon. My iPad, incidentally, the type that I have is a iPad 5th generation, so it fits in here very nicely, and I would recommend. It is rather iPad 6th generation?
No, my iPad, I believe, is a 7.
The iPad that Craig is filming on, this is, of course, from Bunky's workshop. Bunky is using an iPad 7, and it also fits using the 10-inch holder. So I would give it an enthusiastic recommendation. It is available on Amazon and eBay, and if you want to find out about it, I would Google Viozon stand for tablet PC. I do have a keypad that I use and also a keyboard. So both of these are Bluetooth. I type a lot and have used my iPad to compose a number of documents. And as a teacher, it's also very helpful for me to use a keypad like so to enter numbers quickly. So on my iPad, to show where they are, I go to the Bluetooth, which is on, and you can see that the keyboard will connect. And also I will use the keypad, so you turn it on in the back, and then there's a button that you press to connect it. Notice that the pairing is signaled, and then you connect the Bluetooth keypad. In order to connect them, you have to type a code. This one is 6555, and then you press enter, and they are connected. So to demonstrate this, for instance, let's just go to any random Google document. And as keypads and keyboards, they don't have to be in front or anything like that. And so I can type on here. The beginning of the Walrus and the Carpenter, and also using the keypad, the first few digits of pi. So you can see how once the keyboard, this is a new Lexi keyboard, which Bluetooth pairing, and the iHome keypad also connect to your iPad and are able to facilitate your typing or creating any sorts of documents or data entry that you need. Thanks a lot. I appreciate your interest. And if you have any questions, feel free to include them in the comments section here in Bunky's workshop. I'm Bunky's husband, Matthew, and it was great to spend this time with you. Have a wonderful day.